Coral Springs that maybe you didn't know. We are actually the 13th largest city in the entire state of Florida. The state of Florida is the 4th largest state in the United States. Soon to be the 3rd. We're going to overtake New York, and that's because all the New Yorkers are moving here. So that makes us one of the largest cities and one of the most complex cities in the country. This city is a big deal. And as a matter of fact, we are doing some great things. It's like, I like to say, a new day in Coral Springs. We've seen over a 4% property increase in the last year alone. Unemployment rate just in the last few months has gone down 1.5%. to one of the lowest areas we've seen, one of the lowest percentages we've seen in years. There's new momentum in this town. That's evident by the number of businesses we have opening up, residents we have moving here, and the redevelopment and the projects that we're working on. It's really, truly a new day in Coral Springs. And that momentum, we need to keep that momentum going. I'm going to close out real quick, but I want to just make sure that you realize how important it is that we're all here tonight to support this lady and get her up there, and so we can continue the good work we're doing. I think she's going to be a tremendous member of our team, and I look forward to supporting her. So with that, I'd like to introduce Commissioner Larry Vignola.
Thank you.
A few years ago, the gentleman to my right asked me if I ever thought about running for commission, and one of the things he said was, we never had somebody who grew up in the city actually make it to the commission or even run for commission. Now you have me, you have Commissioner Daly, and Laurette's going to be the next one that's actually homegrown here in Coral Springs. I think that's a tremendous accomplishment. When you look at some of the things like Commissioner Daly was talking about and the improvements here in the city, you know, Vince led the way, and the Vice Mayor, who's out of town and regretfully cannot be here tonight, but he sends his support. When you look at some of the things that we've done and we've continued to do, a big thing for us as sitting members of the commission isn't just about what we're doing now, because right now we're really building a foundation for the future of the city. And it's very important for us to have candidates that go ahead and run for office, that continue the hard work that we've put in to continue moving the city forward. When you look at the candidate pool out there, Laurette's the clear choice to do that. You'd be very hard-pressed to find a candidate that cares about the city as much. I know Laurette over the years has come to us with complaints and comments and you know, positive and negative, which is a good thing. But you can tell that she truly, deeply cares about the city. It's not about Laurette, it's about the city of Coral Springs, and you know, that's always the most important thing that I think we all look at as to who we really want to support. So with that, I'm very, very proud to announce that I will be endorsing Laurette for City Commission. Give me the card, and I'll sign it before I leave here. And we look forward to helping you out any way we can throughout this race, and lean on us, and we'll be there for you, and we wish you all the best, and we know it's the best thing for Coral Springs.
Thank you, Larry.
And with that, I'd like to introduce our mayor, Vince Bogart.
Thank you. Well, I see a lot of familiar faces that have been with me for the last 10 years to get to where I am today. And Laurette, it is a road. It's a journey, and it's a lot of work. You know, this commission, which I think just about everybody in this room helped make happen. We have Tom Powers, Vice Mayor. We have Larry Vignola, Commissioner. Dan Daly, Commissioner. Me, Vince Bogart, in case you didn't know, Mayor. I mean, that is the hard work that you've helped all of us get to where we are today. And with that, we've seen tremendous changes in Coral Springs. 3 years ago, the city of Coral Springs, in my opinion, we were going backwards. We were not investing in the city. We're not taking care of the city. We weren't doing the things that we should be doing. We have taken a different approach. I'm sure all of you have seen the changes that we've made in the last 2 years, and most recently in the last year with the rebranding of the city, the new police cars, the new uniforms with the police, code enforcement. We made a lot of major changes. And we need good, solid, thinking people up there. And Laurette, I think you're that person. You've been here long enough to see the city go from a high to a low, and now we're on the journey back to the high. And proof of that is what's happening here. As Dan mentioned earlier, property values are going up. The average house is on the market 1 to 2 days. The city has reinvested in itself, and that's part of the team. You understand what we're trying to accomplish, and we got to keep that road clear and move things forward. The parks look beautiful, the city is shaping up, and we're still reinvesting back in the city. And that's what's important to me. It's the next group of leaders that are going to be taking what we've created and taking it to the next level. And that's so important for all of us. And I truly believe you're the candidate for that. You worked with me in my campaign, you worked with other candidates, you know what a grueling task it is. This is not going to be an easy race, and this is for your volunteers. This is going to be a lot of hard work. She's running it against a viable candidate on the other side, and we need to get behind Laurette the best that we possibly can. I believe it's going to be a grassroots approach, knocking on those doors. Dan, good example. Dan ran against a business owner in the city, been here for 30 years. Dan came out of nowhere. But the difference is, Dan was very focused. He was determined to win this race. He went out there, he knocked on their doors, he went, met with the business owners, and here he is today. And you won by quite a large margin from somebody that didn't have a name. It can be done. And that's proof of the pudding. Laurette, you got a hard road.
I know.
You got a lot of work.
I know.
You got some tremendous volunteers to put 4 other commissioners up there. And I think we can put you up there as well for 2014. And I will endorse you tonight as well. You and I have had a conversation. We'll be there for you. But everybody here has to be part of the team to get her elected. It's going to be work. She's running against a very well-known person in the city. But I know we can do it. So with that, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the next Coral Springs Commissioner, Laurette Homan.
My goodness, how do I follow these 3 gentlemen? This is a tough job. First of all, I'm truly honored. Thank you for coming out tonight. A great crowd. I'm thrilled. This is a great kickoff. Thank you all for coming. Now I'm going to read, okay? I'm honored to have you all here, like I just said. Thank you, Josh, for pulling extra daddy duties. He always does, but he's doing a smash-up job. Thank you, Milan and Mei-Ling, for putting up with an extra crazy mommy. Thank you to my parents for coming out and their support. Thank you to my sister and my brother-in-law, Bobby. Bobby has been with me and pushes me and calls me and texts me, Laurette, you need to be here, you need to be there, and I have my own built-in security with Bobby. Thank you to the Homans, my in-laws, for being here. Mr. and Mrs. Homan, thank you very much. And thank you for allowing Josh to marry me. The hometown Oliveri wouldn't have sounded as catchy. I have some close friends here, Kathy Redpath, and I have Gia and Leonard Leffler. Thank you very much for coming. I have the Browers, who I've known and did cheerleading with. Thank you very much. Everyone, thank you for coming out. A little bit about myself. For those of you who don't follow me on Facebook and know more than you should already know, I'm a wife, a mother of 2 children. I've been a resident of Coral Springs for 32 years. I love this city. I'm a business owner in Coral Springs. My office is right here on Sample Road. Been in business, Hilton Insurance, for 17 years. I'm very proud about that. I'm a small town girl. I was raised in Coral Springs. I have made Coral Springs my home. I am the product of Coral Springs Public Schools. I graduated here in Coral Springs High School, as did my husband, 4 years prior. I'd like everybody to notice that. I met and married Josh here in Coral Springs. My babies were born here at Coral Springs Medical Center. Just a little special moment. My daughter Milan, her birthday is December 31st, 1999. She was awarded the last baby born in the 20th century for Coral Springs. The city of Coral Springs gave her a $2,000 bond. The memories that I've accumulated in Coral Springs is very fond memories, and one of the reasons why I'm running, I intend to make future memories, and I love this city. I look forward to, I look forward to making more, which is why I'm running. I understand how Coral Springs was, I understand how Coral Springs is, and where Coral Springs should be, and I'm willing to work with the current commission. I know where Coral Springs, how to move it forward in the right way without losing the integrity that Coral Springs has right now, and why we all love, live, work, and play in this city. Being a local business owner, my concerns are keeping local Coral Springs businesses happy, while at the same time bringing in new businesses that can create a vibrant workforce here in Coral Springs, thereby creating disposable income and creating a better economy for all of us. Being a mother of school-aged children, the reason why my parents moved us here back in the 80s was for the school system, and I believe that it will continue that way. The school systems are the best here in Coral Springs, and I want to make sure they stay that way. My concern is also for my parents and the elderly. I'm just seeing if my mom's paying attention now that I refer to her as elderly. I'm almost done. I was a Coral Springs Charger cheerleader, go Chargers. I was a Coral Springs Colt, and I'm ready to be a Coral Springs Commissioner. I will not try to reinvent the wheel. Coral Springs is running pretty well, but you know what they say, the squeaky wheel, okay? For those of you who know me, know that I am passionate about what I believe in. I'm not the type to sit back and just complain. I get on board, I get active, and I get moving. Coral Springs is a city, and we do have everything under the sun. And I think with me, Coral Springs can be just a tad bit shinier. In closing, I always say, start at home, and Coral Springs is where I have made my home. I'm fully vested in Coral Springs. I am passionate about this city. I am homegrown, hometown. I am Coral Springs, and I love this city. Thank you.